Hello, I'm Joseph Quijano, Certified Financial Planner.
And I'm Jordan Quijano. We want to welcome you back to our wonderful YouTube video. And our topic tonight is very, very pressing because today we're talking about the 3 financial mistakes that poor people make that the rich do not. And I think we've all been in this mistakes ourselves throughout our life. Would you agree?
Well, I agree 100%. I think, there's definitely 3 big financial mistakes that the poor people make. And that is really important to know because right now, I can tell you right now that the average American family right now is not really making it financially with the inflation, with the recession. So we want to talk to you today about the 3 financial mistakes that poor people make that the wealthy don't make.
And you make a good point right there. With the middle class, it is getting further and further from, the upper class or the people. So when we say poor people, don't take it light, don't take it to heart when we're saying poor people, because the reality of it is we're all kind of getting to that gap of poor people. There's just so much of a big gap. Just like Mexico, you can attest to this.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no middle class. And so it almost feels the same now in the US, where it's just getting more expensive. The income's not increasing with the cost of living and inflation. So
that is right.
Anybody can fall in this gap. And that's why it's sharp that you take notes and pay attention to how these 3 lessons work.
That is right. So let's talk about the first one, okay,
Yes.
Jordan? The first one is really, really important. One of the biggest financial mistakes that people make today is not paying themselves first. What they do, they go to work each and every day, Jordan. They get paid through their employer. The money goes into their checking account, and all they do is do what? Write checks out to creditors, and they forget the most important person, and that person is you.
That's right.
You don't pay yourself first. That's the first financial mistake that actually people are making today.
And you're right about that, because I think the wealthy, they've really narrowed this down to figure out that you got to pay yourself first. If you happen to do just like my father mentioned, you get that paycheck, you start paying out for rent, for groceries, for the car bill, for this, and at the first of the month, you end up with nothing. Well, guess what? That's economic slavery. And that is what's happening in today with inflation, with the cost of living increasing in every state, especially here in Colorado where we live, and of course, with interest rates climbing. That's not only just mortgage, but credit cards. We're talking about credit cards. So when you have a bill left on a credit card at the end of the month, it's not the simple $30, $40, $50 minimum payment you used to be making. It's a lot more now, and it's gonna keep on climbing. So what is it that you can do to take the tip from the wealthy?
I tell you what, step number 1, right?
Well, that's
paying yourself first.
And what he means by that is putting the money aside for yourself.
Absolutely.
Day one.
Absolutely.
This is why a budget is so crucial. You would agree with this, right?
Absolutely. So even if people just take 10% of whatever they're making each and every month, and they pay themselves first before they pay anybody else, they're going to be better off. And I can tell you stories about clients that have absolutely no chance of succeeding in this world,
Yes.
yet they were able to accumulate a large sum of savings because they learned that beautiful lesson of the wealthy, and that is to pay themselves first.
If you can get down, 10% is the old rule, right? But I think in today's world, it'd almost be closer to 15 or 20% to keep up with inflation, to keep up with the cost of living. And what would make most sense is to do that budget. With every client I meet with, whether they're a millionaire or if they're just starting out in life, I always do a budget with them, a rough one. And the reason why isn't to penny pinch and to save for this and to cut back on the food. Yes, that helps, and that is recommended for a lot of places, but really it's just to see where the money goes. If you don't have an idea where all your money goes at the end of the day, then how are you gonna fix it? How are you gonna patch the holes? And this, again, ties to paying yourself first. The best financial planners, or the best, I should say, people that get ahead financially with the plans are ones that can say, I know I have this much in bills, I gotta set aside for rent, this, but before I do all that, I'm gonna set aside 10%, 20% right out of my check, straight to savings, and then start paying out to all the creditors.
And you see, you deserve it. You deserve to pay yourself first.
Yes.
So let's talk about that second financial mistake that people are making today that the wealthy are not making. Now, the second financial mistake that people are making today that the wealthy don't make, get this, they're living beyond their means. That means that they're spending more money to keep up with the Joneses than they are saving or paying themselves first. You see, if you take, for example, what's happening in today's economy, if you take the interest rates, for example, just like my son was talking about it, you know, a credit card today is very, very easy to see one that has a 20 to 30% finance charge. And you'd be surprised how many people we meet with on a daily basis that are living on credit. And that's something that the wealthy don't do. So poor people are living beyond their means.
That's right. I mean, we're talking about living beyond our means. It is so common. It's so, I mean, we just passed the holidays of Thanksgiving and you're going to be seeing Christmas. What do we see? We see Black Friday. We see Cyber Monday. We see spend money, spend money, spend money for great deals. And what do? Well, we pull out the card, or you might even get 0% interest for 18 months, 12 months. And they're hoping you miss that one payment to charge you all that interest. What the wealthy may be doing is, most wealthy are technically saving money. They're keeping their money aside, and if there's recession words getting thrown around, you better believe the last thing is to spend money. And I don't know if you caught it in the news a few weeks ago, but Jeff Bezos, Amazon owner, CEO, creator, put out a statement that, you know what, with recession coming around, people should hold off on buying that brand new TV. I mean, this is what he is saying from his own mouth, because we know we need to have money on hand. It's better to do that than to put it on a card. Now, when you think of the super wealthy, there's been a term thrown out there, OPM, other people's money. And that is absolutely true. Some of the super wealthy will let their money work for them. They'll use other people's money, but a lot of times you got to get to a point first of having all your debt paid off and get to a place where you're financially stable to be able to start using other people's money, like the bank's money, or self-financing, like the Become the Banker concept. So this is something that's a step further, and we talk about this in other videos called the wealth accumulators. So please watch other videos to learn more about that.
And that brings us to the third and final thing that people do by mistake that the wealthy are not doing. And that is maybe investing properly, though. That is the key.
Yes.
Investing properly. You see, I think a lot of people take too long to get to invest in the stock market.
Absolutely.
Okay? They take too long.
They wait.
And they wait too long to get out of the market.
Very true.
If you look at what has happened this past year, the market has actually is so volatile that people have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And guess what?
30% is what they're saying. Over 30% is what people have lost on their accounts.
And guess what? They don't get out of the market.
They wait.
They wait.
They waited to get to that point where, 5%, 10%,
Sure.
15%.
Usually
Usually that's where you want to start to think about getting out. But what happens? It's not all the people's fault, because again, their financial planner or their broker is saying, stay, buy more when it's low.
Yeah.
It's okay, it'll come back up. And what happens? Tolerance with people, they start to see their future going out in dollar signs. They say, well, God, I'm gonna have to retire 5 years later now if it happens to be another 2008.
It's really like a fallacy, isn't it?
It is.
It's only a fallacy. I mean, I think people get really happy when the market goes up.
Of course.
And they, I think we all have a little bit of greed within us. And you know what we want to do? We want to capitalize on that greed.
Yes.
So if the market goes up, people are happy and they want to say, I want to make more and more and more. But when the market is down, they're kind of wondering, where should I wait?
How long will
How
it go
long
down?
can I wait?
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to not lose any more money.
Right.
When they should be actually taking their money out of the market, get it away from the risk of the stock market, and putting it someplace else where it is going to grow at a guaranteed pace with no danger of the stock market. And this is really what the wealthy are doing today. They're not waiting for the market to eat up all their money.
Well,
They're getting out of the market, Jordan. They're getting out of the market and putting it someplace where it's safe.
You said it best on both sides. Not only are they timing it, I wouldn't say timing it correctly, but understanding when to pull the market out, but they're also starting on an earlier age. I mean, we're seeing now more than ever, people wait until they're getting to their late 40s, 50s, even 60s to start their 401ks, to start their retirement planning. And I ran some cases last week for an individual that was 25 years old, female, she's in the military, she's looking to get out. Get this, I mean, this young lady was putting just a nice lump sum of about $30,000 that she's accumulated in the military. She wants to add some money over the years, but let alone just with that $30,000 sitting in the guaranteed pension account, which we have, where it goes up when the market's up. Anytime the market comes down or crashes, the account locks in. It doesn't go down. After 40 years, or call her 65, she had over $2 million sitting in that account. Why? Because of time. And without the risk of the market dropping and losing all those earnings. She's not losing 30% like most people have lost this year. So you can hit it right on the head that the mistake most of us make is the greed, waiting to hopefully time the market correctly and get all the money we can, ride it all the way up, but we never really pull the trigger on getting out until it's too late.
That is right. So the wealthy really have known about this principle for many, many years, almost centuries. They know that to make money, you have to have time and you have to have money. So if you don't have any more time to accumulate, like you were saying, Jordan,
right?
I mean, it's going to be taking a lot of money to get you to that place that you want to be upon retirement.
A lot of money. It'll be 3 or 4 times more than had you waited 10 years or started 10 years earlier.
Just like you said about this lady that you met in the military. I mean, just a young person that accumulated a little lump sum of money
today,
and if she was to wait till she became 65, she would have over $2 million
Shocking.
in her guaranteed pension account. Now, how good is that?
That's the thing, is we got the right products to help get people out of the market in the right way. Still participate in the gains, but protect your 401ks, protect your IRAs, your stock market accounts, brokerage accounts, whatever you have, and from any of the losses. And I'll be honest, just like I go back to the Jeff Bezos statement, this is the start of the recession. I truly believe that. It's not the ending. We haven't just fixed it. I honestly think we saw a peak of the iceberg, and now we have the whole bottom still to come. And that's what we're gonna see here, I hate to say it, in the near future. So protect your accounts, give us a call, click the link right below. We can set up an appointment, look at what you have in any state. We work across the US. I will say, except for New York. New York is a unique state for any company. So, but aside from that, any other state, we can help you protect your money, number one, with the guaranteed pension account, and going back to the other 2 issues of getting out of debts, growing your money with protection and certainty, and paying yourself first. That's our second product to become the banker account. And that is tax-free, better than what the banks can give you on interest, grows at about 5%, and you have access to it to pay off your debts. And we can show how people get out of debt, including their house, in 9 years or less.
That's a wonderful way to put it, Jordan.
Yes.
It truly is. So we want you to please keep coming back to our channel. We want you to please like our channel and hit the notification bell to alert you when the next video will be taking place.
Timely subjects like this that you need to know before it's too late.
So thank you so much for watching, and we're here to guide you on your financial journey so you can avoid the 3 things, the 3 financial mistakes that people are making today that the wealthy don't make.
Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next video.